Amiga, if you are doing the whole transition from corporate to solopreneurship or starting your own business, starting your own thing, you don't want to miss this video. Let me tell you, I made the full change 2 years ago, but I started my business on the side 6 years ago. And I'm telling you what I have learned over the past 6 years. I wish there were videos like this when I did that transition because it's a different ball game. It's a different mindset, and what I want to talk to you today specifically is about when you are making a decision. The cool thing is that the video today, the 5 steps I'm going to share today, are going to help you regardless if it's a decision you're doing at corporate or if it's a decision that you're doing as you're working on this new business of yours in your solopreneurship journey. But the key thing is that the mindset, amiga, it is so different. And I wish again somebody would have told me that so I wouldn't struggle for the first couple of years trying to figure out the way. So my journey, the ups and downs and breakthroughs have inspired me to do now this series of videos specifically for the people who are thinking or are already working on that transition of not only going through the corporate world, but also starting something on the side, or you have just done that switch. This is going to help you a ton. Here's the thing: in corporate, as a successful leader and high achiever, normally there's a way to do things and it's very linear. You do things, you have a mentor, you have a supervisor, there's an SOP, there's a way of how things have been done for many years and you do it. And yes, there may be innovation and new things that you're trying, but there is a way to accomplish your results, to grow your organization. And it's usually very linear. And every year you make it better and better and better. And the cool thing is that you do have that external validation that people are like, "Atta girl, you did it. Yay." And you celebrate. And yes, you may be learning something new, but again, after 20 plus years in the corporate world, you kind of know how the game works. That's where I was. And if you're watching this video, that's your situation too. When you go here as a solopreneur and starting your own business, it's a different ball game. It's not linear anymore. It's a canvas that you are painting. And yesterday I was at a conference. I'm actually here in Dallas, Texas today. And my mentor, which was the facilitator of this training, he was saying, inspired of something he heard from Steve Jobs many years ago, is that in entrepreneurship, there's just dots, right? There's not a straight line that you just go and follow. Their dots. And then what you do is, okay, I'm going to get this dot. And oh, that one with this one connects. Oh, I remember this other dot. And you connect it. And then you do something with those dots. And then you start forming your next step in the journey. And again, they're just dots that you're going to be connecting. And the thing is that these dots, you cannot necessarily connect them forward. I wish, right? That we can be like, okay, what's the next perfect step? No. But once you get to your next milestone, you're going to be able to say, oh, that's why you can connect the dots backwards. You're going to be realizing that's why I needed to make that decision, because that's what unlocked this opportunity, or that's why I had to meet that person, because he or she or they were the ones that able to connect me with this amazing opportunity, or they opened this door, or they connected me with somebody else that unlocked the door later on. So yeah, the mindset is very, very different. And that took me several years to finally like, oh, that's why I feel like I'm struggling so much. It's a different ball game. And just like Tony Robbins says, 80% of success is mindset. 20% is strategy, 80% is mindset. And the best thing that you can do as a solopreneur, or if you're thinking about this game or you already made the change, is that invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. Have your coach, have your mentor, have your community. But I'm telling you, this is not easy, but it is very rewarding. But the people who do not succeed is because they're just trying to do it alone, because before perhaps they had some sort of success in corporate doing it alone, right? High achiever, work hard. But honestly, that's going to take you until a certain point, and then after that it's going to be extremely, extremely hard for you, and that's why people quit. So don't do it alone. Okay, so the 5 steps of doing any kind of decision making, like I told you before, probably was a little bit easier in corporate because you have people that will tell you, show you the way. They'll show you the way. In solopreneur, here's the thing. Especially the first couple of years, I invested so much. I still invest in myself, but at the beginning, I had so many coaches. I had like 5 coaches. Very grateful for each of them. They were amazing. I learned so much from them. But got to the point that everybody will tell you, this is the way. No, this is the way. No, you do it this way and do it that way. And in corporate, things are a little bit more black and white many times. So this is right, this is wrong. This is the way to do it, this is the way not to do it, right? Like there's some guardrails. And in here, nobody's going to choose for you, okay, amiga? Don't wait for somebody's approval. Don't wait until somebody say, yay, you did it. That's the way. You don't need that external validation. Your validation is going to come internally and you get to choose, which is a beautiful thing because you're creating your own unique journey. Don't compare. You're creating and forming your own paint, your own journey, which is really, really cool. But again, you're going to listen to a lot of different decisions. So here's the 5 steps. Number one is have an outcome. What's the outcome that you're going for? What's the next milestone? Don't say better, don't say more, don't say different. All of that is so vague and it's going to take you nowhere. What's the next milestone? And just as much detail as you can have it, quantify, qualify it, add emotions to it. Understand what's your next milestone, why this is so important, how are you going to feel whenever you're getting to the outcome, because these are things that you can start practicing right now. But I'm going to talk about identity in another video because that goes hand in hand. But let's talk about decision process today. That's the whole nature of this video. So have an outcome. If you have multiple outcomes, it's okay, but you have to force rank them, because if you say everything is important, it's not going to help you really make a decision later. So even if you have, okay, these are my 3 outcomes, awesome, force rank them. What's the order? Because that's going to help you know, okay, so because of that order and the pros and cons, this is my decision. So know the outcome, and if you have different ones, force rank them. So that's number one. And number two, explore your options. In number two, I'm going to have 2A and 2B. I know I can get so nerdy sometimes, but here's the thing. You want to explore options. It's not like I do it or I don't do it, because that's going to be a dilemma, right? You want to have more than 3 options or more than 2 options, at least 3. Have different options. And then here, so this is how I want you to qualify your options through 2 lenses. Number one, hear feedback from people who have done it before, from people who actually have been successful at what you want to achieve before. Don't You're not going to ask feedback about marriage, healthy marriages, from people who have been divorced most of their lives, or you don't want to ask for investment financial advice from people who are broke. Like you want to make sure that it's from people who have done it before, who have been in the journey before, because that's qualify them to give them your input. And then number two, make sure, so this is a 2B, that these are people that you understand, right, where you are right now in your chapter. So for example, at the beginning, I had a lot of big coaches like Tony Robbins and then Dan Martell, and which is amazing. I learned so much from them, but they're in a different universe. They are in a different journey, in a different phase. They have different resources. They have gone through a different journey. And so when you hear the feedback, don't get overwhelmed about that's impossible. Like I don't have millions of dollars to invest in my personal branding, for example. But it's like, okay, think about what's the principle and how do I qualify that and mold it to where I am right now. So get feedback as you're exploring your options from people that are qualified to give you their input. And then number two, qualify how does that mean into the chapter where you are right now. And for example, now I'm going very intentional in working one-on-one with coaches that are, have already done the next milestone that I have, versus working with somebody that is so detached from where my current phase that is going to give me a lot of wisdom, but at the same time is a little bit detached from where I'm at, if you know what I mean. So think about that. Calibrate, and explore your different options. Really important. Okay, number three is that I want you, let me see, I'm like having here. I want you to explore the pros and the cons and make sure that don't think about, okay, I'm going to think about it. Write it down. Write it down, because here's the thing, your brain is going to bias to protect you, which is really not protecting you, by the way, but is not going to put things in context, because you're going to tend to, because it's trying to protect you, to probably overemphasize the negative about it, and that's gonna put a little bit of fear in you, and that's why you get analysis by paralysis by analysis. So make sure you write it down and be very factual. Okay, don't exaggerate, just like what are the facts. Let me tell you, there's no such thing as the perfect solution. There's no such thing as the perfect solution. So don't go for it. So put all your options, pros and cons. Remember, if you have more than outcomes, first rank them, because that's going to help you really. Okay, through that, I'm going to make a decision. Okay, so one, two, three, four. Make the decision, make the decision, and make it right. So that's four and five. Make the decision and go 100%. Here's what I mean. If you don't make the decision, you're going to get stuck. That's not going to help you. And sometimes, and I've seen it, people actually move backwards instead of forward. So make the decision, and two things are going to happen. It's going to work out amazing, or you're going to unlock a new learning that is going to end up in a breakthrough later on. See how I didn't say you're going to fail or you're going to succeed? None of that. Pretty much it's going to work, or you're going to unlock the learning and it's going to work. Is imagine when you're like putting your address in your Waze or in your Google Maps. There's so many different ways, and Waze, not Waze the app. Okay, different ways to get there. And the cool thing is that don't overthink it, don't double think it. You make the decision, make it right, go 100%. Don't think about, oh, was that the right thing or not, because it's not gonna serve you well. Go all in. You made the decision, go all in, and unlock the journey. Unlock the journey. And the journey may take you to another route and another route. And again, once you get to the final destination, you're gonna be like, that's why those things had to be that way. Because of that, then I was able to be exposed to this thing on this other thing. You have such a unique journey. It's not going to be like anybody else's. And again, stop labeling. It's about good or bad, right or wrong. In this journey, there's no labels. Obviously, yes, act according to your values. That's very important to me. But other than that, unlock your unique journey and go all in. Enjoy the process. And I wish somebody would have told me that, because so many times I just got like stuck. And I'm teaching you this as I continue to use these 5 steps into everything I do. I'll give you a quick example. I'm working on different ways on how to increase my lead generation in my business right now. And I finally, after doing all of this that I share with you, I made my decision and I'm really excited. And then yesterday I was at the conference and I met another person who is a subject matter expert in AI. And out of the sudden, I'm sharing how I'm getting there, just to get some ideas on how AI can optimize the process. And then he's like, "Ooh, you made the wrong decision. You should have done that. If you're going to do this, you're going to do it this way," which is totally different from the way I was going with the lead generation mechanism that I have invested in. And then for a hot second, I'm like, "Oh my God, did I make the wrong decision? What did I do?" And now, and again, I kind of felt myself a little bit stuck. And I know, wait a second. He's an expert in AI. He's not an expert on this mechanism. I already went all in. I'm going to explore it all in. I'm going to go and make it happen. Make it happen with excitement. So that whole certainty, the bias for action, make sure that once you make the decision, you make it right. And it's meant to be the way that you made the decision. Don't double think it. Don't lose sleep on that. Either enjoy the journey or enjoy the journey by unlocking the learning and keep moving forward. So those are the 5 steps. I am honestly, this whole journey now of from corporate to entrepreneurship is what's giving me so many ideas on putting more material out there. I'm always in other social media, but a little bit shorter. And in here, I love YouTube because you have the opportunity to share a little bit more and more examples. So it really makes sense. The learning is not just like, oh, once you make a decision, make it right. But without the context, you're going to be like, okay, I got motivated for 30 seconds and then I go back to my indecision. So if any of here was very useful, please let me know. If you have any other questions, let me know, because I'm really excited about these longer videos. I'm putting them here because this is the exact material that I wish existed 6 years ago when I started making this transition. And I want you to make this transition and be excited and create this amazing impact that you're going to have by finally betting on yourself and creating something beautiful, authentic to you. I'm cheering you on. Please subscribe. I want to continue the conversation and I will see you on the next video. Okay, con todo. Dame un high five. Ahí está. I'll see you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe. Adios.